So please welcome to today's presentation on Unleashing AI Innovations, what you need to know now. Now, you may know if you've been here before that I do these about every month because the concepts change so rapidly. And it's so hard right now to understand who you should listen to because everybody with a laptop's an AI expert right now. And anybody who calls themselves an AI expert, be a little scared. Yes, I consider myself an expert in it, but I also know what I don't know. I'm humble enough to know that there's so much more out there and it's changing rapidly. But if you're here today, get your pens out. You can record. Obviously, I'm going to be giving you a full recording and the bonuses, but let's dive right into today's presentation. With those that don't know who I am, I'm going to play a short introduction.
In a world where business success is constantly redefined, Ford Saeks has helped companies generate over $1 billion in sales worldwide. From startups to Fortune 500s, Ford is widely recognized as a business growth accelerator. With over 20 years of experience, he has authored several books, been awarded 3 U.S. patents, and received numerous industry awards. Tenacity and innovation are what fuels this revenue-generating powerhouse. From grassroots to Google and beyond, Ford provides his clients with fresh perspectives and doable tactics to resolve marketing, operations, and growth challenges. As president of Prime Concepts Group, founder of the Accelerated Growth System, and host of Fortify Live, Ford specializes in helping businesses solve their biggest challenges and unleash the power of AI innovations. He's an avid cyclist, global traveler, and outdoor enthusiast, channeling his drive for exploration and resilience both on trails and in guiding organizations to new heights. We're happy to have him here with us today. So please, give a warm welcome to Ford Saeks.
Thanks, everybody, with my own sound effects. Isn't that so much fun? All right, so I want you to think about what you want out of this presentation. And there's always this gap between where you are and where you want to go. And I know that we have people on here from a wide variety of businesses. So we have franchisees, franchisors, we have other experts, we have small business owners, we have private equity groups. I mean, we have the whole gamut. We have people in the wheel of excellence, right? From operations, accounting and finance, marketing and sales, customer experience, manufacturing, and everything in between. But here's your first tip. If you want to really leverage AI, if you think it, you can do it. So that's the first thing. I guarantee if you think it, you can do it. There's an AI tool out there that's going to help you do it. The second concept that I'm going to give you real quick is use AI to solve AI problems. That's right, everybody. I know it sounds silly, and I know you're used to, most people are using AI incorrectly, where they're just treating it like Google, but it can actually help you and solve some problems. So we're going to dive deep today. We're going to cover things from the beginner, intermediate, and advanced. But to help set the stage a little bit, I'm going to share with you some of the insights from the survey results. So I'm going here to ChatGPT 5, which is new. It just came out about 2 weeks ago. And I'm going to put a prompt in that says, well, first of all, I'm going to show you, you can go to agent mode now, which is new. I'll talk more about that. You could connect to different resources. That's right. You can connect your ChatGPT to Outlook, to Gmail, to GitHub, to your Google Drive, your SharePoint drive. So here is the prompt. I'm presenting a masterclass, review the survey responses and give me insights. Because again, when you filled out the survey form, it automatically had a workflow and it created this spreadsheet. But I'm just going to show you a little bit about ChatGPT 5 and how it worked. So I uploaded the spreadsheet and immediately I got key insights. And so here were some of the insights. We have a mix of industries. We have notable representation. So I asked ChatGPT if it had more than one sign up from one company to tell me. So obviously Safeguard, Puro Clean, a couple other companies I've spoke for. And then it said that you guys wanted advanced, beginner, intermediate, advanced training, which we're going to cover today. And then a lot of you wanted these hands-on examples. And that's why I know some of you joined me late because I'm watching the attendees join here. What I said in the very beginning, if about 4 minutes ago, was I'm going to do the solid hour prepared presentation with Q&A, but then I'm going to stick around and answer more questions and go deeper. And everybody will get the replay. So after I was done doing the survey, I said, go ahead and create a slide. And it created a slide for me. And then, of course, that slide is right here. So this is what everybody said that they wanted. So this is where I'm going to focus today. It was really interesting on the survey results. In the detailed survey, it said there were outliers who were joking their experience. They were putting negative numbers or over 10. And then, of course, you can see a couple spelling errors here because ChatGPT made the graphic where it says beginner automating tasks, but we know what it means. So what about you? Where do you sit on this level? So I can tell you this, that the majority of people get confused on how they can leverage AI. So as we go through this today, again, think about your role, think about how it applies to you. You can adapt what I'm saying to your business. But the real threat isn't AI, everybody. The real threat is becoming obsolescence, because AI is going to take a lot of jobs, and there's no such thing as job security, only skills security. So thank you for joining me today. I know that if you've joined me before, I get excited and I want to talk fast. This is not a keynote, everybody. This is an interactive workshop. I want to give you time to process. So I want you to think about taking notes, things that you want to learn more about, and then category for things that you're going to hire. Because some of you should be hiring some of this out. And obviously my agency does AI integration, and there's a lot of agencies right now that do it to help you set up those more advanced custom GPTs and digital virtual assistants and AI workflows. So, but just remember that you got to be aware of these skills. And here's the challenge though. In all my presentations, and I've done several in the last 3 years on AI, probably 80, I find that my audiences come from two categories. They're either completely overwhelmed, they don't know what this is or how it's going to impact them, and they've played with it a little bit, or maybe they played with it a few weeks ago and they're confused, or they're in the second category. And there's a lot of people in the second category. They're dangerously overconfident that they think they've got this figured out. And whenever I survey them or we do a one-on-one session on Zoom and a discovery call, I'll say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how skilled are you? And they'll say, I'm a 10. And I'll say, okay, great. Can I share the screen and take over control? And I go and I look, and they don't have any of their defaults set up. They're not using the proper prompts. They're not setting context and expectations. It's because they don't know what they don't know. So while you're listening to here today, I'm not claiming I know everything about this. But I guarantee you, whatever level you came into this room at, or your virtual, wherever you are in the world here, and we've got people all over the world, I guarantee you're going to be leveling up at the end of this session. We're going to go for the hour, and then I'm going to open it up live, and we'll do some screen sharing too. You're not going to get traffic the way you used to. The search engines have changed. The search results have changed. The way people find you have changed, and everything's changed. So if you're still doing things the way you did 6 months ago or even a year ago, you're going to be left in the dirt. So what you have to think about is how the buying process has changed, how people are making buying decisions have changed, because the whole thing, the cost to acquire a new customer has dramatically changed. So for example, the path to purchase isn't straight. It used to be you'd do a campaign and you'd promote, and people would end up on your website and they'd make a purchase or an inquiry depending on your business. Well, now they come in already aware of what you do. They get their answers and they become more prepared before they ever even hit your site. And this is where I want you to really focus in. Think about your business and think about if you're using Google to get leads or get business or get traffic. Google has changed. You no longer can rely on Google to give you search traffic because the search results are now dominated by AI and rich snippets, not rankings. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about in real time. So I went to Google and I typed in dryer repair, trying to get a company because it was squeaking, and it came up with a bunch of suggested keywords. And then look at the search results. Notice how it didn't give me actual websites. It gave me pay-to-play ads, sponsored ads. Then it gave me an AI overview, then a few YouTube videos, and then, of course, listings way down the bottom of the page. So if this is your business and you are providing dryer repair services, it's going to be harder and harder for you to get it organically. Now, on the screen, I just circled content that you should be creating if you're in that business. And if you create content on that, you'll see it helps you show up as a rich snippet in the AI overview. So the AI overview is on the left, the rich snippets are on the right. So if you go down, you'll see it says dive deeper. And now I'm not even in the regular Google search results. I'm in Google's AI reading about this and finding rich snippets. So as a business owner, what you want to do is you want to optimize content for social media and your website that will help show up in the rich snippets so you can get traffic. To leverage the power of Google from now on, and this is, we're transitioning right into, generating business. At the end of the day, there's only three ways you're going to get traffic. You're going to create it, you're going to borrow it, or you're going to buy it. You're going to create it through your content. But everybody can create AI content right now. And there are some great AI tools that can automate your content, that can go out and search your competitors and create complete lists of the top questions that your ideal client has. Then it can go create social media posts and blogs and even video. And then it can automatically schedule and post those. And that means that AI is being used to create all the content. The search engines are AI. So you really have AI talking to AI, and there's not a human in the loop. And that's a phase that we're in right now. But I believe within 60 to 90 days, it's going to change, and it's going to be harder and harder where content, it's not going to help you as much. It is going to help in the rich snippet. So the concept here for everybody, a rich snippet is when the Google or search engines have gone to your content, your site as an authority, extrapolated, and it's going to link back to you. So a snippet, it's not giving you your whole website. It's taking a snippet from your site and adding it into the search results to help the person who's looking for the solution to go get more information. From a user standpoint, a customer, a business owner, yeah, it kind of frustrates me because now I don't get the traffic directly. So what has to shift is my mindset that I have to create content related to what the top questions are that my ideal customer has. And I'm going to help you exactly do that right now. So instead of thinking, when I say sales funnels are dead, what I'm saying is traditional sales funnels are dead. The way people find you right now is they're searching, they're scrolling, they're streaming, and then they shop. So I want you to be thinking about your business. How do people find you? And you need to create multimodal content, which means whatever business you're in, and we've got, a few hundred people here, your content has to answer the top questions that your ideal customer has. Now, it depends on your business model, of course, but you have to zero in on that. And I'm going to show you exactly, I'm going to actually give you the prompts. You can take a picture with your phone, but if you joined late, you're going to get the slides and you're going to get the complete replay. So let's just take a breath. What have we talked about in the last 12 minutes, 13 minutes here? Buyer behaviors have changed. It's going to be harder to get traffic. Google and the search engines have changed. They're now AI tools. So search engines are becoming AI tools, and AI tools are becoming search engines. So it's muddying the water, and eventually one of them will win. But you have to think about the buyer behavior. So what we can all do as business owners and entrepreneurs and experts is create content based on what the top questions are for our ideal client through the different phases of the buying process. Awareness. People have to be aware there's a problem. They're searching for a solution. Then they start researching. They start going deeper down the rabbit hole and putting in different search phrases. Then they're comparing. They're comparing this product to this product. Well, why should I use ChatGPT over Perplexity or whatever? They're comparing. And then they're shopping, then they're buying. So you need content at all 5 levels, from awareness to research to comparison to shopping and buying, in order to be found. And so generating more content is the concept that we've been talking about for the last 14 minutes now. And that's going to be so important to leverage AI to find out what those questions are and then to create the content. That's the concept that I want you to take away from this right now, is if you want to get more business and more leads, and you want to convert more leads, you have to become more relevant, and you can use AI to help you do that. So what I want you to think about in your business is do an audit. Start searching for search phrases and see what shows up, and ask yourself, what type of content could I create so I would show up higher in the search rankings? So there's a lot of common mistakes that people make when they're doing this. They ask questions related to just their products and services. And I really want you to broaden that lens. I also want you to set all your defaults up on your whatever AI tool you're using. I'm going to show you how to set them up with ChatGPT in a minute. And you have to remember, you have to keep AI in the loop, or excuse me, humans in the loop. AI will hallucinate, it's biased, it'll make things up, it'll make mistakes. Every AI tool you go to, there's a little disclaimer at the bottom. It's usually grayed out. You can't see it. That just says, check the results as AI may hallucinate or something. And so you just have to keep the human in the loop. And the real strength of a business going forward, you might say, well, forward is AI going to take over everything? It's going to kill millions of jobs, that's for sure. But what I would tell you is the human experience in the future is going to become even more relevant. In my business, as an opening keynote speaker for franchises and corporations and associations, deals don't happen before dialogue. Sure, they can watch my speaker demo video or they can check out my website, which is on the screen here, but they're not going to book me at my fee without having a conversation. So AI can be used to fill those gaps, but you have to look at your customer journey and ask yourself, where does the human experience really excel? And be cautious about just using AI to replace everything. We have a new program we're offering at Prime Concepts right now. It's called the AI Lead Accelerator. And what it does is there's a lot of businesses that get a lot of inquiries from their website, whether they're HVAC or mosquito services or landscapers or dentists. And they get a lot of inquiries, but they lose the inquiries because they don't engage them fast enough. So one of the things that we've created is a process to where when someone fills out a web form or clicks on an ad and they go to a landing page, that it automatically can send them a text message and engage them. It can open up a chat conversation, and it can actually use an AI agent that can call the customer and schedule the appointment. And those calling agents are getting way more powerful than they were even 6 months ago. I guarantee you've probably talked to some AI agents and you didn't know that they were AI agents. Certainly, some of the things like we'll talk about HeyGen and some of the tools, but they're getting better and better. And it's going to be harder and harder to know what's real and what's not. So I'll just give you an example. I'm just going to open up ChatGPT, right? This is just my phone. Have to wait because the internet. Okay. Hey, you there?
I'm here. Feel free to fire away with whatever you need.
Well, I'm sitting here doing a live presentation right now on AI innovations, what you need to know now. And I was trying to tell them that there are actually these tools that can be AI agents that can actually make outbound calls. Are you familiar with like Bland.ai or Air.ai?
Absolutely. I can back you up on that. So yeah, there are definitely tools out there like Bland AI and Air AI that are designed to be these AI-driven agents that can make outbound calls. They can actually pull conversations with clients or leads, and they're becoming pretty popular in the customer service and sales automation space. So you're right on the money mentioning those.
Well, isn't it okay? So isn't it a little freaky though that, here I am, I'm talking AI and you sound human?
Yeah, it can definitely feel a bit like sci-fi coming to life, right? It's that funny line in where AI is getting good enough to sound natural and human-like, which is super cool, but can also be a little eerie if you think about it too much. But hey, at the end of the day, I'm just here to be helpful. No robot uprising planned.
Yeah, that's what you say to me now. All right, I say goodbye because I've got to get back to my presentation.
Absolutely. I'll behave myself. No robot surprises, I promise. Good luck with the rest of your presentation, and if you need anything else later, just give me a shout.
All right, now that's just ChatGPT. Everybody here on this call that probably that has a ChatGPT account, you can do what I just did right now. It's just a voice in ChatGPT. So again, AI is sounding more human, so AI can help you with that lead generation, that lead engagement to really help you shorten that sales process. So let's talk about an important piece, which is set up your defaults. I know you've heard me say this for 2 years. Action step. Whatever AI tool you're doing, go in and set up your defaults. So I'm going to show you in a fast video. You go to your settings, you go to your account, you can fill out your custom instructions, You can fill out your manage your memories, and you can turn on data controls. Here we go. So you just go to your account. Now they've moved it to lower left-hand corner, so to update this video. But here is my custom instructions. This is what I do. This is the traits I want you to have. And then this is what you should know about me. That I'm a business growth accelerator, Hall of Fame keynote speaker. I'm an author of a few books, 30 years of experience. I'm the CEO of Prime Concepts Group. I've got patents. I've sold through every channel of distribution. So I set up my defaults, and then I enable it for all chats. And then you can go to settings, and you're going to go to data controls, which is right down there. There's personalization. There's manage memories right there. And you can click on manage memories, and then you can decide if you want to, because it already has memories that you might not even know it's saving, and you can turn that off. And then you can decide you want to let it reference your history. But the real one is data controls, which is where you can turn off whether or not ChatGPT uses your data. So see where it says improve the model for everybody? You can go turn that off, and then that data what you put in ChatGPT will not be used in the search engines. Now, again, the action step is just go check your defaults and set them up so you don't end up sharing things you don't want to share. All right. I'm going to put this full screen for just a moment to get some framework into what we're talking about here. Everybody on this call starts on level 1 and goes to level 4, depending on your level of expertise. So this is just a framework to help you when you go to ask questions later. Now, I hope you will use the Q&A. I guess we don't have the Q&A turned on. Yeah, we do. We have the Q&A turned on. So I have my producer, Devin, CMO. She's watching the Q&A. So if you have questions, please enter them into the Q&A on the bottom of Zoom, and I will answer them. We're going to go the full hour. I'm going to try to answer some as we go, but I will stick around and go deeper. So I know you probably planned just for an hour, and I appreciate that, but I'm going to go extra because this topic needs more time to actually get it. But it's easier to get you on the call and then extend it than to say, join me for 17 hours where we're going to dive deep into AI, right? You're just like, I'd rather, put a fork in my eye. All right. So everybody starts on level 1, which is the conversational large language models, ChatGPT, Plod, Copilot, and so forth. I recommend everybody is using ChatGPT and at least Perplexity if you haven't played with Perplexity. Number 2 are specialty apps. Specialty apps, you can see on the screen. I'm going to put it full screen so everybody can read it. There's 2 websites. Go to futurepedia.io or AI Tools Directory. If you want to go down the AI rabbit hole and you want to look at all the different tools that are available, I would recommend that you go down to those 2 directories, because they are filled with all kinds of resources. They keep it updated. They have a leaderboard, and it'll really help you. Custom agents. I used to call them custom agents. Now I can't call them that because ChatGPT came up with agent mode. So level 3, at Chat Playground, Dawn is good too. There's a lot of directories right now, and everybody's competing for that, certainly. So Devin will go ahead and manage that. So AI digital assistants, those are custom GPTs, which we're going to set up. And then number 4, robotic process automation. So robotic process automation isn't AI in itself. It's using AI in the process of a workflow. So for example, everybody who registered for this, it automatically put your survey data into an Excel spreadsheet. It put you into Zoho. It put your details into Zoho. It registered you for the Zoom. It sent you a thank you message. It added you to the email autoresponders to say, hey, the session's coming up, and make sure you know how to prompt. So it automated all those processes. So what you want to be thinking about is if there's something you do repetitively, please start thinking, maybe I could use AI to do that. And you might say, well, Ford, tell me how to do it. Well, here's how you do it. Go to Perplexity, perplexity.ai, and type in your question, but make it contextual. Put a deep question in there. What's your role? What's your business? What's your outcome? What's your expectation? Have it interview you and ask you clarifying questions, and AI will solve their problem on how to do the workflow. You might say, I want to use Zapier, or I want to use make.com, or I want to use N8N. There are all these tools now that allow the layperson to be able to use workflows to connect the different technology that you have in your business. So for me, I have WordPress, I have Divi Builder on my website. So if I wanted to post a blog, I have Gravity Forms, I have Zoho CRM, I have QuickBooks, I have a WooCommerce store, I use Stripe. So I can put my tech stack into AI and say, here's all these processes I'm doing manually. Can you help me automate it? And it will give you step-by-step instructions to help you do it. Now there's actually agent mode that can do some of that for us. All right. So just to be clear, I want you to try the other tools that are out there for sure. ChatGPT and Perplexity. I use Plod when I need to write content. Some of your businesses, you say, hey, we use Microsoft products. We only want Copilot. Some of your businesses are all Google businesses. They all use the Google Suite. You're using Gemini. Gemini has gotten better and Copilot has gotten better in the last 90 days. It's now something that I would say is usable, where before it wasn't really as powerful. But there are a lot of powerful things you can do. And these companies are all competing for your attention. So as soon as one adds a feature, then another one adds a feature and so forth. The concept is you as a user have to be humble enough, coachable enough, curious enough, open-minded enough to practice. And what I would say the easiest way to practice is write your prompt and put it into multiple tools. Now, I actually go to Perplexity to write most of my prompts. I say, I need a prompt for ChatGPT to do X, Y, and Z, and it gives me the prompt, and then I go put it in the other tool. I use a prompt for HeyGen, or I use a prompt for Canva. I'm using Perplexity because Perplexity goes and uses multiple sources to create the research, where ChatGPT still goes to the web. I like the research capabilities and the broad sense of what Perplexity does. So they're just different tools, right? You don't want one tool. You want to use the tool that's best for the job that you're trying to create. So obviously, get this on your phone. Then you can do the same types of voice calls like I was just doing with ChatGPT. So let's go to this important document. So I'm going to put this on the screen. I'll put it full screen so everybody can read it. Everybody on this call should copy this prompt and type it into Perplexity. Create a single comprehensive document that defines all of our brand, sales, and marketing information about fill in the blank. This resource will be used to train AI models, to create custom GPTs, and even onboard employees. I want to ensure that the consistent knowledge, messaging, and interaction standards throughout all of our customer touch points, and add in all the categories. And here's the kicker. Notice how I put, and whatever you think I missed. The reason you want to ask AI to add in what you missed is because you don't know what you don't know. AI has read all the books. It's got 100% recall. I highly recommend that you look at using this. So you're going to create this document. So let's play this video and create it. So I'm going to go to Perplexity, and I'm going to put the prompt in for my agency, Prime Concepts. So here, create a document. All I did was change my company and put in my website. Same prompt. And in just a mere matter of seconds, I'm just giving you a chance to read the prompt. And you don't have to worry about reading the screen right now, but you can just see it had core values. It had our audiences. It has our ideal client. It has our avatars. It has information about my agency, our messaging, social proof and testimonials. It went to Google and it read our Google reviews, and it came up with our branding, our style guide, our sales philosophy, and then of course how we would train, and then what I need to do for AI models. And then our contact information, and then quick facts about our agency that we've got 7,500 projects and 1,000 cups of coffee. Then it said, okay, do you want to create this into a Word document? And it created the Word document for me. So I told it to do it, and there's my document. Now I can save that document, and then I can upload that document anytime I'm trying to prompt or create a custom GPT. So when I create custom GPTs, which some of you are like, what the hell is he talking about? Whoops, sorry. What's he talking about? I'll show you where that document will be used. All right. So we're using the tools. We're creating the document. We're using Perplexity to go out and prepare the document. I have a bonus for everybody. I have a Word document that you can get as a bonus. It's on the replay page for this presentation today. The AI Masterclass replay will be on a landing page, which I'll give you the link in just about 2 seconds. And I have a document that has more detail. So while that prompt I gave you a few minutes ago was a quick prompt, this document goes a lot deeper into creating a training document for you, for your business. And you can do this if you have multiple product lines or divisions. One thing I didn't mention is back about the common mistakes. Please, if you're a global business, and I know we've got global companies here on the presentation today, be careful if you're using AI in other countries, because certain countries do have certain compliance rules and risks. And also, it's a good time for me to mention that this presentation is for information and educational purposes only. I'm not giving you legal advice. You must do your due diligence. Okay, there we go. All right, let's move on. So, agent mode, ChatGPT agent mode just came out about a week ago. Agent mode is completely different than regular ChatGPT mode. So here's the main differences. ChatGPT is for conversations. You're having a complex conversation and it's giving you content. Agent mode is automation. So what ChatGPT is trying to compete with is like Zapier and Make.com and N8N. So they know that you're going to go to third-party tools. So they've created this tool called Agent Mode. Agent Mode will run tasks in the background. That's right. You don't have to keep your browser open. It can act on certain triggers when certain conditions are met. It can handle multiple systems at once. So it doesn't just open up ChatGPT and stay in ChatGPT. It can open up LinkedIn. It can open up your website. It can open up a search engine. It follows the rules that you set, and it makes decisions without prompting or reprompting, and it stays consistent over time. It remembers and applies the past context. So this is brand new. It just came out a week ago, and I'm going to play a demo on how to leverage that. But before I do, I'll play the demo in just a second. This page is where you're going to, this is no opt-in, everybody. This is the thank you page. You don't have to opt in if you've joined this or you shared this video. If you go to that thank you page, it's going to have the last masterclass I did. Plus, it's going to have 7 steps for better prompting. If you're new, I know we had 35% of the people were rated themselves under a 3 on ChatGPT. It's mainly you need to know how to prompt. So go watch. It's a 4-minute video on that. So, you can go check that out. That's the bonus videos. Okay, so let's talk about agent mode. Here's a video on agent mode. So I was speaking for Rourke, and this is nothing confidential. Rourke is a private equity group. They're in Atlanta. They own just about everything in the world. And I was speaking for some brands, and they sent me a picture of who was going to be there. So I told agent mode, hey, will you go out and find all their logos so I can put them into a PowerPoint? And then I asked it to do some other things too. But I'm just seeing here that agent mode actually opened up. This is the prompt running. You can see it's opening up other websites. It's going to other locations. And then it created a PowerPoint for me. So I gave it the prompt. It went and did the research. And then it created the PowerPoint. That's right. It did all of that and created the PowerPoint. So there, I'm saving the PowerPoint right now. I'll just save it. And then it created the PowerPoint. Of course, I wanted Rourke's, slide to be first. Now I took those slides and I did something different with it. But it's the concept of multiple tasks. Do the research, put them into a table, go to LinkedIn, get their names, go to Seamless, pull in all their phone numbers, go in and find out their top companies. What are the top challenges in that company? Like, I'm not going to show you that video, but agent mode can do multiple steps. So as an action step, if you've not played with agent mode, when you're in ChatGPT, in the little box, you're going to see a little plus sign. You can click it. So I'll play just the beginning where it shows agent mode. So you go to Tools, Agent Mode, Sources, and you can see in here that you can connect to different sources and then do it. So if you haven't played with agent mode, I think it's going to get better. It's not just going to immediately do everything perfectly. There are a lot of websites that are preventing chat bots from accessing, so therefore the results aren't as good. And that's a whole nother conversation of making sure that your website is accessible to bots, where in the past you might have turned that off. You probably need to turn that on your website. Otherwise, ChatGPT can't use any of your content, which means it can't use rich snippets, which means it can't send you traffic. So if you didn't hear that, I'll slow down. Make sure your website is enabled for the public content that you want to have in the search engines so that it can use your rich snippets and then create rich snippets back to you. So prompting, there's a whole video on this, but I every time I do these presentations, people are still confused by this, so I have to cover it. And that is, you have to have complex conversations versus the simple question. If you're only asking a one-line thing, you're failing. Give it the context and set the expectations. So here are some strategic AI prompts for you and your business. So this goes back to what we started with 30 minutes ago when I said, if you want to get traffic, you're going to have to create rich snippet content, and I'm going to give you the prompts to do that. So it starts by identifying questions. What are your ideal customers asking? Now, there's all kinds of tools. You can go to answerthepublic.com. You can go to SEMrush. There are tools. Start with Perplexity and say, I'm trying to find keywords, and Perplexity will tell you the same sites I just gave you. But you really want to be thinking in terms of what questions are my ideal customers asking? Now, I know if you're in accounting and you have internal customers, well, then you'll relate it to the internal people, right? And how you do your job. Number two, you have to create converting content. So if you address, the more tightly you can address the answer to the prospect's question, the more relevance you're going to get and the more rankings you're going to get. And then, of course, AI can help you automate all these processes. AI can actually go out and do all the research, put it all into an Airtable, create all the posts, create the workbooks. I mean, again, level 4 is the workflows. It can do a lot of that for you. Some of you know, okay, I've written several books. The two that are probably most relevant to the people on this call are AI Mindshift and, Accelerate for Franchising. But what I did with those books is I was able to take those books and upload the entire book into a custom GPT. So now anytime I'm doing anything on AI, it references my content. Anything I'm doing anything for franchisees, which is, maximizing local marketing and boost sales, improving franchise relationships. Because the problem in franchising is the franchisor wants the franchisees to take accountability and follow their systems. And the franchisee who just invested their life savings or they just created this new business or multi-unit or multi-brand, and they're saying, hey, why aren't you driving more business, right? So I am a third party that comes in and helps them bridge that gap. Well, I uploaded my book and allowed AI to help me, whether it's with content or messaging or outreach, because now it knows my style and it knows my expertise in doing that. So we're moving on to level 3, everybody, which is custom digital assistants. We're going to jump back to level 2 here in a few minutes if I have time. But keep in mind, please ask your questions in the Q&A. There's only 3 questions right now. I am going to stick around after the top of the hour and share my screen like a regular Zoom meeting, and I can elevate people and talk to you, and we can go deeper, because I really want you to make sure you get some clean takeaways from today's presentation. So everybody should absolutely be creating digital assistants. You can create a digital assistant in ChatGPT, which is called a custom GPT. In Perplexity, they call theirs spaces. In Plod, they call them projects, not to be confused with ChatGPT projects, totally 2 different things. Gemini has their own, I don't know what that one's called off the top of my head, but they allow you now to create a custom virtual assistant. And for those people that rated yourself a 7 or above on the survey, go check out Agentive. Agentive lets you create a knowledge base and then apply that knowledge base against other tools. So that's more of a level 4, level 5, I guess I could call it. It's advanced. So if you were here and you thought you already knew everything, I doubt you probably knew about Agentive. Go check out Agentive. It can do some amazing things. So, whoops, that's 11 Labs. I thought maybe that might be a video on it, but that's not. It's tied to the wrong button. All right. So that's custom digital agents, but let's talk about how you actually create it. You're going to upload that knowledge file. We just created that knowledge file. We just showed you how to do that. So you're going to get that document and you're going to open up ChatGPT and you're going to click on Explore GPTs and then create. So everybody can do this today. You can go to Perplexity, you can create your document, you can save your document. Then you can go to Explore GPTs and click Create, and you can actually create your own mini me. And you might think, well, what would I use? What would I use those agents for? Well, I have one for relationships. I have one for men's health. I have one for sales and marketing, for outreach, for LinkedIn posting, not automatic posting, but for helping me write sincere comments on posts to increase my authority. I have one for presentation titles. I have one for pre-event booking calls. So if a speakers bureau calls me and says, hey, we'd like you to speak for XYZ company, all I have to do is put the XYZ company and their outcomes into my booking hold generator. It goes out and researches their business. It looks for current news. It gives me the size of the company. It looks at their the biggest challenges facing their ideal audience. It gives me all that research data. And then when I'm on the phone and we're having a pre-event call with those meeting planners or those bureaus, and they say, do you know anything about this company? I can say, yeah, they have 450 locations. They're 30 years old. The biggest challenge have right now is staffing in their supply chain. I'm not trying to ignore my own expertise. These are tools to make what you do even better. It's not a replacement. It's not saying anything. I'm not presenting on content that you don't have. You can't drink from an empty well. But with these AI tools now, it can help you leverage. It can save you time to give you back more time to spend on personal relationships. The future of currency in the future is personal relationships. The ability to communicate and network and see people, I think is going to become a premium in the future. I think for all of you that are speakers and experts on this call, if you do the disconnected retreat where you don't allow technology into the room, obviously if I'm doing an AI masterclass, you're going to, let your technology. But if I was doing any other skills like a leadership skills or culture or management or team building, I would have everybody put their phones in a box. I'd have an attendant watch it in case there's a babysitter who texts who needs your help. And then I would make them disconnect from their technology during the presentation, because you're going to find that that's the future. Well, everybody's shifting right now to AI, and AI is the big buzzword. And, like I said, everybody with a laptop's an AI expert. Just know that the ability, those soft skills, the human touch is going to become it's going to be such a premium. So if you want job security, improve your human skills. And that should give you a lot of advantage over the people who are just sitting back thinking AI is going to replace everything. All right. So let's go to agent mode. And I think, I already did that one. Let's continue here. So I'm going to give you these prompts. They're also going to be part of the bonus, Devin. We'll update the downloadable bonus that we have. So on that page, AI-thank you, there's a downloadable document. It has prompts in it. I'm going to add these new prompts. These are new prompts that are not in it. I'll add them today. The replay will go up within 24 hours. So you'll be able to watch the replay and get the bonuses. And she just put the link in the chat, but please keep in mind the files aren't updated yet because we're live right now. This is live. So one of the prompts I want you to use is I want you to journey map your buyer. And I want you to list the exact questions that they have. So I'm giving you the exact prompt to use. I also want you to do competitor mining. I want you to tell the AI the context that you want to be a competitive and intelligence analyst. My business is X, and research my top competitors. Now, when I do this, I actually put the competitors' names in for the purposes of today. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. And then I can organize and figure out how I can have a competitive advantage against them. So I'm glad, Diane, thank you, because these are gold. And again, I'm going to give everybody, don't freak out. I'm going to give you all the slides, but that's the exact prompt that I use. And this is the third prompt that I use. It's my social listing prompt. So act as my social listing and trends analyst. And you have access to all these forums. Identify the most common frustrations, myths, and misunderstandings that people have right now about whatever your topic is, right? Whatever your business is. And then list them in questions they'd likely ask and suggest a hook or headline for each question that could grab attention online. Then I take that content, and here's what I do. Well, all that content, this is a workflow that I have. All that work gets all done the prompt gets triggered. The workflow agent I use is make.com. It goes out through a router and it gets all the data. And then it puts all that data back into an Airtable file. So it just lists them all out in Airtable. Then it allows me to go in and decide which ones I want. And as soon as I approve them, then watch this. This is really cool. It takes that hook and it goes to 11 labs and it uses my voice and it creates a video or an audio narrative. Then it takes that audio narrative and it goes to HeyGen and it creates a video. Then after it creates the video, then it ends up putting the link back to that. It publishes the video to Vimeo unlisted, and then it gives me the link. And then I can take that content and repurpose that content in Opus Clip and these other things. Now, some of you are like, what the heck is he talking about? If you think it, you can do it. If you're doing manual steps, how could AI help you do that? Devin was working on a video for me. Let's see if she's got it down here. I'm going to download it here. And since I'm live, I can probably do this. So I'm going to play this video. Now, this is a video we were doing for this presentation. So please keep in mind that we didn't really finalize it. So it's not actually part of my presentation, but I'm going to play it because Devin worked her butt off all morning on that. So let's give her some kudos. So here we go. I'm going to watch this blind. It's the first time I'm watching. Here we go. I'm going to share my screen. And there's the video. Oh, that's a good starting picture. Okay, here we go. Oh, I don't know if I hit share with sound. Classic Zoom mistake, right? Let me do this one more time. Share. This is live, everybody, like I told you. Okay, share with sound. I didn't do that. Okay, here we go. So here's a video that was created without me at all.
Most organizations are missing out on massive opportunities because they don't know where to start with AI, or they're doing it wrong. I'm Ford Saeks, business growth strategist.
So she created that video
AI Mind
in the narrative. It's my voice, obviously
exactly
a little janky, but she added the subtitles, Opus Clip, found B-roll.
A serious competitive edge. In this free AI video training, I'm going to give you the practical, non-technical strategies you can use right now to automate the tasks that waste your team's time. Make faster, smarter decisions without losing the human touch. How the traditional marketing funnel is breaking down and what's replacing it, and uncover hidden revenue opportunities you didn't even know existed. Get instant access to the video training, and let's turn AI from a buzzword into your biggest advantage.
Now, obviously, with AI, and that you can tune it in more, you can make the mouth match more. She did that at the last minute because I said, hey, it'd really cool if I had a video to do this. And she just looked at me. For those of you that know me, were like, seriously, dude, you're going to delegate without details and you're going to push her under pressure when we got the webinar started in 40 minutes. So, yeah, I did actually, Angela. So thank you for that. All right. So we're going to continue on this presentation. I hope you're getting some ideas here. Let's continue down to this prompt. This is a great prompt for you if you're in sales or revenue generation. Use AI to help you handle common objections that you get in your business. Get the objection and use AI to come up with the overturn. And then, of course, diversify your tools. Take these tools and use these prompts into other AI tools because you're going to get different answers because all the AI tools have been trained. But create your content bank. Create your inventory of content so that you can leverage it. So the only thing more dangerous about AI is ignoring it, okay? So you can't ignore it anymore. And with the 10 minutes we have left, we have 3 more hours of... No, I'm just kidding. I wanted to share some of my secret weapons. I have about 25 and talk to my team. They'd say I have more. But I want to spend a moment and verbally go through this list. This is your homework. If you're not using, no, I do not make an affiliate sale on any of these links right here. These are all just the main sites, but these are the tools. These are level 2. Remember, we went from level 1 and then we kind of skipped over level 2. Then we went to creating custom GPTs. Then we went to workflows and now I'm coming back to level 2 again. So Canva is continuing to get better and better with its AI tool. It's still a little janky. It works sometimes, but Canva can help you accelerate. There's another one I don't have written down, but I want you to go to addcreative.ai. It's a new tool that I'm using right now to create ads using AI. with just a link. HeyGen can also do that. So Gamma, I'm going to actually show you Gamma here in a moment. HeyGen is the one that lets you do the videos. Now, there's a lot of other tools that do this, so don't corrupt the chat. I probably should have said this in the very beginning. Keep the chat clean. Don't self-promote in the chat. Don't cross-promote in the chat. We know there's other tools that you can use. You want to do a presentation, go promote and get hundreds of people on your call, and then you can promote whatever you want. I'm trying to give you the real tools that I know that are going to help based on the people that have signed up for this AI Masterclass. So, and then, of course, Devin just put a link into some of the other tools that we have, but not all the tools are listed on that tools page. But thanks, Devin. So 11 Labs is a great one for voice. Notebook LM, if you you can create your own podcast. Replay.sale is for conversational AI to bring you up to speed if you're in sales, to role play. Plod is a device I use to record, and then Seamless. So I'm going to take you through some of these now with the time that we have left. So let's watch this from Gamma. Now, how many people, type in the chat, have to create presentations? I'm going to look at the chat. I'm going to open it up. Just put a Y if you have to create presentations. Okay, so look at this. We got a bunch of people put in. So watch this. If you are not familiar with this tool, this is my new favorite tool. It's not a replacement, but what I do is I start in Gamma. So if I'm presenting, like let's say I was going to start from scratch on this AI Masterclass, I could go to Perplexity and say, first of all, it knows who I am. So I'd go to my spaces in Perplexity that's all about my brand. And I would say, I'm presenting a new Masterclass on AI and what you need to know now. I have business owners and here's my survey results and here's the people and they all want to know these different things. I only have an hour. I want to start with something shocking. I want to create some sound bites and I want to make sure that it's relevant. It's going to give me the whole presentation outline. Then I can copy that presentation outline into Gamma, and Gamma is going to go make all my slides for me. So I'm going to play this little video on what Gamma is. This is from their website, so full copyright disclosure. Yes, I scraped this from their site, but I'm promoting their brand, and if they want to say something, they'll probably just thank me. So here's a little video about what Gamma can do. So you can actually add a slide in on the fly. So if you're doing a slide deck, AI will build a slide based on an AI agent. These are pictures of slides that it created, and you can even click on the graphic and animate it. You can change the graphic. I mean, it's unreal. It can create websites, not like what we can do at Prime Concepts, but it can take social media and turn them into a social media post in a carousel. You can upload a PDF and it can stylize it. It can improve the writing. It can shorten it, lengthen it, turn it into a document, make it a graphic. Take a photo and add new elements to the photo. And then, of course, you can share it. So what I do is I create the presentation in Gamma, and then you can export from Gamma into PowerPoint or Google Pages or whatever, or Keynote, Google Keynote. So you can export. So I start in Gamma to get the visuals, and a lot of the visuals I used in this presentation were from Gamma, and it saved me so much time. It was just unreal. So certainly check out Gamma. HeyGen. Definitely, if you want to do any type of video or automated video or templated video or avatar video, HeyGen is the key. Now, this is a affiliate link, full disclosure. If you type bit.ly, HeyGen video, and you set up an account, I'll get credit, probably 20 credits or something. It's no money, but certainly I appreciate if you use HeyGen, use that link to check out HeyGen. But HeyGen is, literally. Devin, maybe we're going to do a masterclass on just each product from now on, and it won't be like the big promotion with lots of emails. We'll just do it as a LinkedIn Live or something where I'll just do it on one particular tool and show people how they can leverage the tool, because each one of these tools is so amazing. Certainly. So here's another video. The Devin created this video. So I was in Atlanta speaking for Rourke last week, and Devin needed to send out a promotion, and some of you signed up because of this. And so she created this little video. Here it is.
Hello, world. I'm Ford's AI agent. Ford's on a plane traveling right now, and I'm working, keeping everything running 24/7. If you're still using AI like it's 2024, you're falling behind. Join us August 12th for a free AI Masterclass and learn how to build your own AI workforce.
So there you have it. More. So let's go into the last part that we have here in the 5 minutes we have left. And let's talk about advanced workflows. And you're thinking, 5 minutes? Yeah. Because what I want you to do is use the tools that we just talked about. If you're trying to create workflows, open up a browser, open up Perplexity. You can use the free account, but it's going to keep prompting you to pay for it. Use Perplexity to help give you the step-by-step workflow instructions for workflows. Zapier, Make, and N8N. Zapier's the big one on the planet. It's been around for a long time. These aren't AI agents, although they have AI built into them. They are tools that can interface with multiple programs, thousands. So like Zapier connects to over like 6,000, Make to about 3,000. I'm not sure how many N8N does, but these are all workflow builders. Workflow builders, for most of you, you should hire it. You should hire someone like me or an AI integration agency like me that can help you create the workflows. It's way too complicated. You'll go into a coma if I try to seduce you with technology. But understanding how you're going to grow a business. At the end of the day, there's only 4 ways to grow, right? How do you grow? You get more ideal customers. But we don't want more customers. We want the ones that are ideal, right? Our clients. Number 2, increase the average transaction. How do you add more value? Well, AI can find gaps in your product line, in your marketing, in your needs of your customers to add more value, right? Add more value, make more money. Number 3, how do you increase repeat or referral sales? How do you engage your customers, like using AI tools so you don't lose the leads? And how do you engage them to create a referral culture where they refer their friends and make it seamless and frictionless for them to do that? And how do you do repeat sales? How do you make it so easy that they can actually repeat and buy from you over and over again? And then number 4 is improve operational performance. And that's where AI really excels. I mean, what we can do now with our limited team, we would have had to have 20 times the employees to do the work that we can now do. And I'm not against saying, oh, you're eliminating employees. Don't you care about the planet? Sure, I do. But that's at the end of the day, the purpose of business is to add value and make a profit. And if I can use the tool to be more effective, I'm going to do it. I mean, I'm sure if you're an accountant, you're not using paper ledgers, you're using Excel or some tools. And that's the same thing with AI. So in closing, I'm going to take you to how do you actually integrate and adopt AI into your organization. Number 1, keep your AI literacy up. Make sure you're attending my master classes. Sign. Just be careful of the webinars that are just trying to upsell. There's a lot of vendors and suppliers right now. They're doing webinars and they're really just trying to sell you their products. Yes, I'm a keynote speaker, and yes, I'd love to have you hire me to come in and speak. But I'm giving you real value. I'm building trust and credibility through real value first. Number 2, make whatever tools your organization is using accessible to your team. Make sure you know what's approved, what's not, and have processes in place to know what tools they should be using. Find out the AI champions in your organization. I guarantee you, whatever company you have, whether you have 1 person or 500 people or 1,000 or 50,000 people, they're using these tools now. Create a department or a committee or a group on AI champions that you can then filter things through, because you probably have some people on your team that are really using it. Number 4, incentivize and give rewards. Maybe you have an AI hackathon. You say on Friday, we're going to go and we're going to try to solve this problem with AI and bring everybody together and reward people for the best use cases that they came with. And number 5, and we're almost done. I'm watching my clock. I'd like to stay on time, but I am going to keep going after this. Number 5, have a communication channel about AI. If you're using Teams or Slack or whatever tool you're using, create a tool or a channel just for AI or subsets of AI that you're using. And number 6, here's an important one as we wrap up. Create policies to ensure ethical AI use and data protection and regulatory compliance. If you haven't done that, and yes, you can use Perplexity to help you do this, but you definitely need to create policies on your onboarding. You should do it when you hire people. You should do it in all your training. If you're a franchise group, obviously your franchisees need to follow certain procedures. We don't want to separate church and state. I know that, but definitely you want to have AI policies to do that. And then, of course, thank you. Look at this. We are right on time. I do have a link if you want 15 minutes with me. That's right. It's kind of dangerous, hundreds of people to do this. But if you want a one-on-one session with me for 15 minutes, that's right. You can use that link. Now, obviously, you can call my company, and I have other times available not shown online. If you'd like me to talk about how we can help create workflows and automations for you, or if you're interested in bringing me in as a presentation for your group or your team, virtually or in person, by all means, I would love to do that. So with that, we are going to give ourselves a round of applause. All right, everybody. So thank you for sticking around. We still have a couple hundred people here. I'm going to go now to the questions and answers, and we're going to keep this thing going. So you're going to get the replay and everything we have. So I'm going to open up the Q&A, and I'm just going to start. And Devin, you can turn your mic on if there's something I need to look at. I'm just going to go to the Q&A. I've got multiple monitors here, and I'm just going to start at the top and see what we can answer for everybody. All right. So Marty asked, what is the top thing you can do beyond the defaults and settings to be found within AI models when others are searching for you? Okay, what's the top thing you can do beyond the defaults? Well, if you want to be found, okay, the question's a little bit janky, a little bit, Marty, so I'm just going to answer it this way. If you want to be found in the search engine, so the search engines know who I am. If you open up ChatGPT and I say, who's Ford Saeks?
Well, that's you. In case you were just testing me or want a little refresher, you're Ford Saeks, business growth expert.
All right, fine. You get the point. But I could have asked anybody who's established a digital footprint. So Marty, what you need to do is make sure that your website, your search engine rankings, your Google business reviews, social media profiles, you need to brand everything, including your LinkedIn. And then that way AI can find you as an authority, but you need to be posting content, getting on podcasts, being a guest on podcast. You need to be visible in order to be visible. Next. So Devin, I'm going to have you take out that question and see if I can just delete it. Okay, good. You got it. Thanks. So do I need an app to have the conversation with clients and set up meetings? So the workflow to have AI set it up is you're going to have to hire an integrator like me, because what they do is they set up a workflow to where your ads, your calls, and your forms go into a dashboard. Then depending on what they ask, it can text them or call them. That's right. It can make an outbound call to their number, and you're connecting your calendar to that, and they can actually book and set appointments. So the AI tools are quite impressive. So for example, I'm going to play a demo from Replay. Replay.sale is not the same question you're answering, but it gives you a chance to see how AI can simulate role play if you have employees in sales. So in this case, I was goofing around. So obviously the answers I'm sharing are not real answers, but I was practicing as if I was an insurance agent on the phone with an AI prospect. Here you go. So how are you doing today? How can I help you?
Honestly, I'm a bit stressed about all the expenses that come with getting married, and health insurance is one of them. We don't want to overspend, but we also don't want to be stuck without coverage, you know?
Well, we carry a whole line of different insurances, from business to home to health. Tell me more about your needs.
We're really just looking for some basic health insurance, nothing too fancy. We're both pretty healthy, but we want to make sure we're covered in case something happens. And we're on a budget, so we need something affordable.
Well, I want to sell you the most expensive reoccurring insurance I can possibly offer you.
No way. That's exactly what I'm trying to avoid, breaking the bank. I need something that's going to fit our budget, not drain it. Can you offer me something more affordable?
Well, I do have options. Are you available next Tuesday where we can have a meeting?
Next Tuesday's kind of tough. I've got a lot going on. Can't we just discuss the options over the phone or something?
And then, of course, when I'm done, it rates me. And obviously, I didn't pass, telling them I wanted to sell the most expensive, didn't build rapport. I didn't ask questions. I talked too much, right? So, but if you have salespeople, imagine that this tool can help you do that. And so if you want to check out Replay, you can go to profitrichresults.com/replay.sale. You can actually play with 2 demos. One we did for Anytime Fitness, because one of the biggest things in gym memberships is people quit, right? They want to quit their membership, and the front desk staff and the team need to know how to have those conversations to retain them. So we created a role play for those that were trying to cancel. And this is through replay.sale or replay sale. And then, of course, we did one for insurance. And then we did one for a franchise brand that was having discovery with a prospect who was interested in becoming a franchisee, so that the chief development officer could practice their prospecting skills, because one of the biggest challenges in growing a franchise is finding qualified franchisees. And sometimes they spend too much time wasted by not clarifying and qualifying the franchisee up ahead of time. So that's a replay. That's a tool that can help you do that. How do you make sure your website is enabled? There's ask your web company, depends on Olivia on who built your website and how your website was built. You can ask that same question into Perplexity. I'm not kicking the can down the street, but it depends on a lot of factors on your site. But there's basically a line of code that says no index, no follow, and whether or not robots can read the text. It's in a file that goes in your server when the prospect enters the site and the visitor loads the page, or the chatbot enters the site, whether or not the chatbot's allowed, and you've had to change that recently. So here's the next question. Hopefully you're still getting some value out of this. Let's go. Recently, I was using ChatGPT projects to help me create several large documents. Okay, so Steve, ChatGPT projects are not custom agents. They do allow you to keep chats organized within a certain realm, but what you might want to do is actually create a custom GPT and then allow it to be smarter on the work that you're doing. So anyway, I spent the entire day going back and forth because it didn't attach it online. Yeah, and that's the problem. The ChatGPT will hallucinate. It'll say, okay, your file's here. And then you go to click on the file and there's no file. Or make me a presentation and it won't do it. Okay, nothing because... Yeah, so Steve, I think it's more of how you were using AI to get your answer. So the question he asks was, he wanted to update, had several large documents, and he was trying to formalize the SOPs. I would probably take those documents into Gamma and upload your branding, or into Canva. You can upload your branding into Canva, and then you can ask Canva to apply branding, and it can make some pretty amazing results. So I would say Gamma, .app and Canva. John asks, are these solutions fee-based, or can we do these with their free version? John, most of the programs are pay to play. You can go to Perplexity and you can use it for free, but to get the real power, it's a small investment. So most of them have a trial, or they have something where you can go in there and use it. Next, I work primarily with nonprofits, and particularly passion-based missions aren't the clearest communications. Would it be beneficial to keep these? Yeah, I would keep the data controls on. So Phoebe, hey Phoebe, so make sure you give a hug to my brother Will. Aren't the clearest communicators. Would it be beneficial to keep the shared data controls on? Shared data controls just means that what you're typing in ChatGPT gets used to train the large language models. It's not necessarily going to show up in a Google result. It is going to help train it. So it depends on your outcome and your need. If it's confidential, by all means, turn the data controls off. Next, would you mind going back to share screen mode? I will, Richard. Tell me what you want me to share and I'll do it. I'm going to keep going, but if you type another question, and I'll do it. Next, can we get a summary of the one-page doc of what tools are best for each task? Yeah, Olivia, it really depends on your role in your business, what you're trying to do. Because if you go to Futurepedia, let me see if I don't have that slide. I'll pull up this slide real quick and see if I have it. Okay, here we go. So Futurepedia.io will give you a list of tools and what they're used for. AIToolsDirectory.com. Those are two that will help you do that. All right. Devin, let Crystal know that Sarah Robbins is calling, so she can take care of that, because I can't talk to her right now. All right, moving on. All right. How many AI Masterclass webinars with the theme Unleashing the Power of AI? Marty, I've done probably 10 or 15. They're all on YouTube. Every time I get done, I add them to the thank you page. I upload them to YouTube, obviously for social proof and credibility. And sometimes I cut them up using a program called Tasia, TAJA.com or .ai. I have to go look for Tasia.ai. Tasia is my secret weapon that helps me take my content from my keynotes and my presentations and cut them up using AI into great clips. I used to use Opus Clip and Descript and a few other tools to do that. Now, when it's YouTube, I use Taja, Taja, but don't type .com. Go to Google and type in Taja space AI tool, then go to the website, then check it out. Do your due diligence from that. Next, can I use AI to accept info from industry required software and analyze it to respond? Yes, Steve, you can. Great, Steve. I hope if you're from PuroClean, if it's the CEO, president from PuroClean, you can use AI to do all those things. Depends on the privacy, depends on the user, but agent mode can actually go and log in for you at different locations. So this new agent mode is kind of scary because it can actually do things for you on your behalf using your information. So you have to be kind of careful of that. Is it hard to automate? Is ChatGPT now done so it's easier? ChatGPT 5 is just more powerful. It's not the automation. The automation comes from agent mode. So ChatGPT 5 is supposed to be better. I think the jury's still out. I think that it will be faster and better, takes bigger prompts, thinks faster, and these things are continually growing. Next, if I want to use AI for our workplace, how do we implement it? Everyone different account or just one for the company account? Okay, so Natha, sorry, I should have put this back up on the screen. I wasn't looking. First of all, you're going to have to set acceptable use policies up for your company, right? So you want to make sure that you, at the end of the presentation where I was talking about acceptable use policies, you definitely want to make sure that you set those policies up. Then the AI tools like ChatGPT has a team mode and an enterprise mode. The enterprise mode allows you to run ChatGPT natively without your data being shared in a firewall environment. The team mode allows you to collaborate. So there's 3 different levels with ChatGPT. You have the basic $20 package, and it's at the moment of this recording, the $25 the team. And I now use team. We started off using individuals, and now we went to the team mode because that way our team can collaborate on things. And then, of course, the enterprise mode. Keep in mind, these AI tools want you to use them, and they know that you're not going to, as a company, a CEO, or certainly, you're not going to implement AI if your private data is going to be shared. So AI is getting used in everything. It's going to be in your phones. It's going to be in your cars. It's multimodal, and it's going to be everywhere. And it can see, it can think, it can hear, it can speak. All of our devices are listening to us right now. I was buying groceries the other day, and I was going through Dillon's, and I was taking pictures of the eggs, and I said, which eggs are best? And I went to the cottage cheese. I said, which cottage cheese is best? I was just taking photos with my phone and having a FaceTime conversation with AI. Unreal. So certainly I hope you leverage these tools. Anthropic. Okay. So Anthropic, Marcia, if I'm pronouncing that right. Anthropic is Claude. So back up here, I didn't actually say Anthropic, but in the very beginning of this presentation, I talked about the different AI tools that were available, right? So you got ChatGPT. Anthropic is Claude. So Claude is Anthropic. Claude writes the most natural copy of all the tools I've used. So when I'm writing things that I want to sound really like me and have a more natural tone and not just sound like AI with a bunch of M dashes and emojis, I use Claude. Perplexity is the one I use for research. Grok I'm playing with. Copilot I use if I'm using Microsoft tools and I'm trying to do something because we're a Microsoft, we use Microsoft tools. So Word and Excel and PowerPoint and those types of things. Gemini, I think Gemini is in the future is going to be one of the main ones, if not the main one against ChatGPT. It's Google. I think they were behind the game for a while, but I think they're fastly becoming. Meta's Facebook AI, I haven't played with. I put it on the list because some people wanted it. I know there's DeepSeek. I don't use that one either because of China. No offense. I just don't want to. There's enough tools I can use that aren't really sharing my data. So I would look at those. Okay, one more question we have. How hard is it to create your avatar in HeyGen? Do that on my own or do an expert? Steve, you can do that on your own. All these tools have tutorials that you can use, right? I mean, I guess the biggest thing going forward is there's no more excuses, everybody. There's no more excuses. If you want to learn how to do something, AI can help you figure it out step by step. But the two things, this is really important. It's context. It's you want to have the context and expectations. And then you want to say, ask me questions. I'm trying to pull this back up on the screen here. So if you want to create your avatar in HeyGen, just go to avatar. Now you have to pay extra. So they have avatars. So I'll go back here to a different slide. So on HeyGen, HeyGen has avatars. You can pick from, just like Devin did when she played, remember, she played, let's see, it was this one.
Hello, world.
Yeah.
I'm Ford's AI agent. Ford's on a plane traveling right now.
So that was done in HeyGen, and all Devin did was pick one of these avatars and upload it. But you can create your own avatar, which would be like this.
Hey, can you tell this is 100% AI? Well, it is. Imagine the possibilities. Now let's try that in Spanish. Oye, ¿puedes decir que esto es 100% IA? Pues lo es. Imagina las posibilidades.
So there's an example of HeyGen with my avatar. And now that my avatar has been created, I can put any script in there I want and add B-roll and captions, and then it creates a lot of content. Now, it's not a replacement for me being there live, but one of the things I did is I was hired to speak in Toronto, and they wanted the presentation with French captions. And I said, what if I created it using my voice in French? They said, well, we know you don't speak French. I said, I know. So when I started the presentation, I said, I'm going to be presenting this presentation in French using AI. Please excuse any dialect mistakes I make. I just thought this would be more enjoyable to you than listening to me in English and then watching the subtitles. And I was the hit of the conference because I actually took that content and made it multimodal and multilingual. So that's certainly a way to do that. All right. With that, I don't see any other questions. Does replay work in other languages? Yes, Raphael. You can set up replay to have different languages and to do that. I'm just scrolling up through the chat. Devin, is there any other ones in here?
That should be.
Cover most of them?
Yeah.
All right. So let me see if there's one more thing I want to cover that maybe I didn't have time for. So I will cover a couple more things since I'm my show, right? I can keep going. People ask me about Plod. Plod is a device. It's a hardware device that can magnet on the back of the phone, and it can record conversations off my phone, or it can record conversations in a room and then summarize it. ChatGPT now can do this. ChatGPT now has a recording mode. That's right. You can turn on ChatGPT and record, and it's going to kill Firefly. It's going to kill Otter. Like, these businesses are being grown and crushed as people come up with new technology. So you got to be open-minded. You got to be coachable. You got to be flexible. You got to be willing to say, I don't know what I don't know, and be scared of those people who think they know everything and don't know what they don't know. So I use Plod. I also carry what's called a Plod pin, but the way I carry Plod pin is they have a wristband, and it looks like a Fitbit. And so I recently was at the National Speakers Association Influence Conference, and I sat down with a few people in the $1 Million Speakers Group, and they were prospecting me or asking me how I could help them in their business. And I said, well, just a second. So I just took my hand and I tapped my wrist, and I was able to record the entire conversation and then send them and me a summary of what we talked about, who's going to do what by when. And it was much more effective. So again, these are tools that you can use to be more effective. The other thing I want to mention too is if you haven't played with Make.com, Make.com has lots of templates that you can go into. One of the templates I like is this one. So Make.com has a template that will summarize website content, and it'll create social media posts with ChatGPT. So you actually can go into the template in Make.com. It can browse AI, take that content. It can put it into Airtable, which I don't have shown here, but it can also go to OpenAI to ChatGPT, and it can go create a LinkedIn post and a Facebook post. But please keep in mind, LinkedIn especially does not like any automated posting. So if you're using any type of automation with LinkedIn, you're probably going to use some caution because they're trying to prevent it, because they're all about conversations and realness. So while you can create content for rich snippets like I talked about and improve your website and social media, LinkedIn's different. If you want to be effective on LinkedIn, you need to check out Richard Bliss. He's the expert on it. I don't know if he's here today, but Richard Bliss has the best training on LinkedIn. He's who I've learned everything from on LinkedIn. He's got thousands of followers on LinkedIn, but he understands the real deal. And the two takeaways on LinkedIn prospecting are LinkedIn's about conversations and authenticity. It's not pump and dump. It's not create a bunch of content. It's not create a bunch of LinkedIn lives. It's not create a bunch of articles. It's not pump up too much content to ruin the feed. Now, we could do a whole LinkedIn prospecting, but I just say go to YouTube and type in Richard Bliss LinkedIn training and go watch his masterclass on how to prospect on LinkedIn. But these tools are all different. All right, everybody. With that, give yourselves... one more time.
You had a few more sent in the Q&As.
Well, let's go do it. So one is, are familiar with Willow? Nope, Dawn. But when are you going to bring me into BNI, Dawn? So let me know about that. Okay, so then what was the program you used to create your avatar and record in a language? That is HeyGen. So HeyGen can do this.
You know, there's really only 4 ways to grow a business. Number 1, you want more clients, but we don't want more clients. We want higher value clients. Número 2, aumentar la transacción promedio.
That's why I don't use it, but
Sucede
it's
al
in the end of the
agrupar
quick
o
Q&A here.
agregar mejoras de valor y ventas cruzadas. Et numéro 3, comment augmentez-vous les ventes répétées? Optimieren Sie Ihre Abläufe. Einer der besten Wege, dies zu tun, ist die Nutzung von KI und ChatGPT.
That was done almost 2 years ago. The AI avatars are so much better now that it's going to be harder to tell what's real and what's fake going forward. I really appreciate everybody asking these questions and spending time with me today. If you want to connect with me, obviously you can connect with me at 15 with Ford. It'll get you access to my calendar, or obviously you can call my company direct, and you can go to, I think, did I put my phone number on here, Devin? Let's see if I did. Yeah. 316-844-0235. And yes, that's my email. So don't add me to a bunch of dial a prayer lists and everything else, everybody. This is my real email. So I want to thank everybody for joining me today on Unleashing AI Innovations, what you need to know now. Practice your prompts, create your documents, look at the different levels you're trying to do. If you think you can do it, use AI to solve AI problems. Once you get the basics figured out and you're using AI on your phone and you're talking to it, then start looking for the specific tools to help you improve your workflows and your efficiencies. Until next time, keep innovating and join me on Fortify Live, where I go live Wednesdays, 11 a.m. Central. Let's see if I can put a little slide up there, which is not all about AI. It's all about business growth. So with that, Devin, I think we're going to play some music and play an outro and say thanks, everybody, for being here today.
Thank you for tuning in to Fortify Live. Make sure to like, comment, and share this episode on your favorite social media platform. And don't forget to subscribe to the Business Growth Show podcast, available wherever you get your podcast streaming fix. We air weekly at 11 a.m. Central Time. So until next week, keep pushing the boundaries and never stop growing.